Hello guys, welcome along to the channel, or if you've been here before, welcome back. So Football Manager 2023 experiment in this video, and once again, if you've been here before, you might have seen on FM22 we did this. We did a one-man team experiment where what we did was we put a perfect player with perfect attributes that were frozen, locked at a I want to say Vanarama National North side last year. It was Curzon Ashton. How far could he carry them up the league tables? And where would he get to by the end of his career? Well, we're back. We're doing it again. This time with York City. Hope you enjoy it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. There's lots more coming. If you've got any ideas, tell me in the comments. See anything that I don't see? Tell me in the comments. Any comments at all? Tell me in the comments. Let's go. I'm going to go on the right today because I feel like on the left we always have some drama. Like I'm in the way. So, here is our player. Creatively, I've called him Mr. York because he plays for York. I don't know where I come up with this creative genius, but that's for another video. Why have I chosen York, I hear you ask? Because York did the best on a different video on the channel, where I gave every Vanarama National League team £1 billion. York did the best, so they've earned this. They've earned this video. Go on, York. Synergy between videos, yeah? Anyway, York, Mr. York, shall I say, is playing for York. He's 15 at the moment. He's turning 16 in a few days' time. He's already worth 50 million to 150 million. His attributes are maxed out. He's both footed. He's 6'1". He's 12 stone 12. He has his attributes frozen. He's got perfect hidden attributes as well. So he's joining PSG for £100 million in 2042. So he's got 20 years to catapult York up the leagues. Where are they now? They're 24th in the Vanarama National League, but that's alphabetically, so won't hold it against them just yet. The season preview states that York should go up. I don't know if they should have done that before I put Mr. York in there. I can't be bothered to go and check. I can't be bothered to set up a new game without him. So we'll just pretend that York were up there anyway. And there he is. He's in the best team. He's in the media Dream 11. We're going to go forward 3 years initially because I think we're going to back-to-back promotion it. So up to League 2, up to League 1. Maybe third season, he might not quite take him straight to the Championship. But I think they'll probably finish top half of League 1 with a player this good. The finances for York are as such. They have a balance of £386,000. So it'll be interesting to see if they manage to sell some players and up those finances as they rocket through the leagues. Also, the stadium has a capacity of 8,500. The York Community Stadium. And I thought my creativity was bad. So, as promised, 3 years into the future. And here we are in 2025. He's 18 years old. He's still only worth 50 to 150 million pounds. He's got 16 caps and 7 goals for England. 16 under 21 caps and 17 under 21 goals. So they've done it back to back to back to back, back to back to back, back to back to back. I was right the first time. But so, Vanarama National, he scored 42 in 40. He scored 35 in 37 in League 2 and 36 in 38 in League 1. So in league games, he's basically got a goal a game. He's averaging nearly 8 every season. Look at this, 7.92, 7.90 and 7.93. So if we have a quick look over so we'll go to the Vanarama National to begin with. And York did win by a canter as well, 24 points clear of Wrexham, who didn't manage to go up in the playoffs. Where are Oldham? Oldham finished 11th. Why am I asking about Oldham? It's because I currently have a save with Oldham Athletic on the channel. And, spoilers, first season, we went up as champions. So, if you've not seen any of that, and you fancy a bit more of the content on my channel, head over to, that playlist. Make sure you subscribe. Then York went, and again, back-to-back promotions here where they dominated the Vanarama National, and they flew up again. 19 points they won League 2 by, and they've won League 1 by 12. Interesting. Still got an 8,500 capacity stadium. They've got 1.8 million in the bank. He's already considered a club legend. Mr. York is already, in 3 years, in the club legends. He's the captain. He is the key player. Look at this. To be fair, we've had, when I said back to back to back to back, and I said, no, I was wrong. Well, real life York City did get promoted. So there's the first back to, and I followed on with the back to back to back. So we did get 4 promotions in a row. I say we. Mr. York and the crew. How are England doing? Ranked second. Big Jose Mourinho is the manager. 2 World Cups. So they did win the World Cup in Qatar. They've not won the Euros. Lost to Norway. Mr. York with a penalty near the end. Erling Haaland still playing his trade at Man City. He's pretty good, isn't he? Yes. Yes, he is. But in the World Cup, they beat Portugal on penalties. And oh my God, Raheem Sterling in the 93rd minute. Wow. Beating Croatia in the semi-final. 2018 vibes. Revenge. Beat Mexico. Oh, Guillermo Ochoa. Own goal. Beat Senegal. After extra time. 2-2 against... Look at this. Look at this for a start. Serginho Dest in the first minute. Mason Mount in the second minute. It would have been better than the drab affair that we watched. England versus USA, wouldn't it? Phil Foden with a couple, Raheem Sterling with a couple, and a 3-0 win against Iran. So I'm not going to bother looking at the Premier League or the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup yet. I'm probably going to do them a bit later to see if York do actually get any trophies. So in the Championship, do I think we're going to go up within 5 years? Yes, we're going to go to 2030. Let's go straight there now. So here he is, Mr. York. Let's go to his history. Oh, they've just gone up. The last season they went up. I haven't even looked at this save file yet, so there was no way I knew that. I suppose we went 5 years. It was an arbitrary number. We went 3 to begin with because we thought we'd get back-to-back promotions. Then 5 jumping through. So he is now in his, I'd say mid-20s. He's only 23. He's going to be 24 in a week's time. 71 caps, 62 goals. Let's have a look then. In the Championship, how's he been doing? 26 in 34, 28 in 37, 31 in 38, 30 in 37, and just 23 last season. Just 23. So this is where they came up and they finished 12th. Mid-table in the Championship. Fair play, York. Then they came 9th. Then 7th. Then 8th. They did slip, but then they've gone and won it by 4 points. So here we go. They're in the Premier Division, and there he is up front with Nico Williams at Man City. There he is up front with Haaland. Declan Rice has gone to Liverpool. So again, we've got. I'm sorry, I don't know who Julian Lopetegui is. Won the Europa League with Sevilla in 2020. Managers, who's been in? Antonio Conte. They've all resigned. Look at that. Conte and Mourinho are in charge of England for exactly the same amount of time. And look at this, 2 cup wins. And there we go. They beat Slovenia in the final of the Euros. Marcus Rashford. Mr. York finally getting some goals in the quarterfinal there. And 2 in the second round. Oh my word. They beat Holland. They needed to beat Holland as well. Look at this. 2 draws. What a shambles of a start. Dennis Dragus with 2 very late goals and a 0-0 against Switzerland. And then, a game against Holland, which was a must-win to go through. And they've gone on and won the tournament. 3rd place playoff here, having lost to France in the semi-final. Again, beating Croatia. Mr. York with a hat-trick there. And then third place playoff, Mr. York with another hat-trick. So how many goals did he score in this? 2 there. After extra time. All 3 in extra time against Ecuador. 4 goals there. How many goals has he got in this World Cup? Hang on. And there we go. 13 he got. I must have miscounted. Missed one somewhere. I think he played in 2022. So how many years have we gone through so far? 8. If we went through another 5, that'd be 13, and then it'd be 7 more until he moves. So yeah, we'll go through to 2035. So we're back with Mr. York, and they did get relegated. Look at this. He only got 16 goals that season, and they got relegated. He then got 28 and fired them straight back up. I assume they'll have won the league. Sky Bet Championship. We'll have a look. Yeah, previous winners, Yorkshire. Yeah, they did win. So I'm not going to go back and check that, but 17 there and then 19 here. So let's have a look in the Premier Division. Oh, the managerless. He finished 11th this season, so we've not ticked over yet. He's been downgraded to an icon. He was a legend after 3 years. 32,000 capacity stadium. They've got nearly £68 million in the bank. Go on, York. Oh, look at this. Past winners. Tottenham Hotspur on a bit of a surge. Tottenham have come first, second, first. So here we go then. So the current season, York finished 11th. They finished 14th when they just bounced back. They weren't in it this season. They went down on 31 points with Derby and Blackburn. In their first season in the league, they finished 10th. First season, they finished 10th. Only on 46 points though. Look at this. 46 points got you 8th. And they say 40 should have you safe. We'll check in again on England in a bit. As you can see here, he got 19 in the league, 3rd top goal scorer. He has got 359 and 465. I'm going to jump forward through to 2042 now, to the end of his York tenure, to see, 1, where they finish and how far he's taken them. Can he win a major trophy? By major, I mean the Premier League, the Champions League, Europa League, or the FA Cup. Carabao Cup and Conference League, do they count? I suppose so, because they are a major trophy, aren't they? But they're not. Go to 2042. So, they haven't been relegated again. We were last here in 35. 26, 26, 28, 13 that season. Awful. 25, 25, then 22. So, for York City, he scored 524 goals in 695 league games. 211 assists, 249 player of the matches. He has had an injury and gone down to 19 bravery. He's on the verge of joining PSG in a week's time. For 100 million, no less. The York, Xabi Alonso's the manager. And they finished 4th in the Premier Division. So Tottenham continued their winning ways. And Newcastle have won one. United have come back and won a couple. Well, 3. And Tottenham have won another one as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Tottenham in the 20 years that we've had this save file going. The most successful team. Top goal scorer then. So, this most recent season is Luke Iredale. Mr. York's not even in the top 3, but he won it here. He came second there with 25. He won it with 25 the season before. Beating Luke Iredale on, well, is it assists? Is it appearances? I don't know. Luke Iredale has been insane. Has he been 7 caps, 1 goal? That is sickening. He's 32 years old. He's on 220 grand a week. He's absolutely brilliant. He's only got 7 caps and 1 goal for England because Mr. York's obviously 183 caps, 201 goals. Bloody hell. Mr. York, Mr. York, Mr. York. Benny Sesko for United. Calvert-Lewin won one. Raspadori is an unemployed manager. Footballer of the Year has been Mr. York for the last 7 years. Let's have a quick look at the internationals. Ronnie Dealer is current manager. So competitions. They won the World Cup in 2034 and 2038 and the Euros in 2032. They've won the Euros 4 times in a row. England have won 4 in a row for the Euros and they've won a couple of World Cups. So they've absolutely dominated. Maybe that's what... Well, I'm saying... Matey boy can't get in the team. It's possibly because who else has been up front? This guy. Who's this guy? Playing for Tottenham. Look at him. Gordon Harrison. Gordon bloody Bennett. Look at that guy. 425 grand a week and worth every single bloody penny of it. Wow. And he's versatile. Whoosh. 198 current ability. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Gordon Harrison. And Ayabami Ewenike as well. 195 current ability. Shaquille Liversedge for Real Madrid. 107 caps, 70 goals. And there he is, Luke Iredale. 7 caps, 1 goal. So, they are 4th in the most recent season of the Premier Division, and they lost the last 3. They could have finished 2nd. Anyway, so they finished 7th. They got into the Champions League. They've won the Europa League. They must have won the Europa League. Oh, York City. They've got into the Europa League there by finishing 7th. Oh, missed out. Look how many 10 teams getting into Europe. 6th there. 13th. 14th. So, the FA Cup, since the start of the Saviour, Nottingham Forest. God, has anyone won it twice in a row? York City won it in 2039 and 40. They did not win the Carabao Cup. They finished runner-up in 2037-38. They've won the FA Cup. And yes, as predicted, they did win the Europa League, which got them Champions League football, which they followed up with more Champions League football. Go on, York. Who's won the Champions Leagues then? Tottenham have won a few. City. Leeds have just won a Champions League. What? Yeah, Leeds have been in the Champions League area for the last 4 years. But they've not. I don't know how. They've just snuck in and won it. It's been an English team for the last 13 years. And a lot of the time, it was all English finals. The World Golden Ball. Shaquille Liversedge has won it multiple times. Mr. York has won it twice. That seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? Not even in the reckoning. Okay, so he's going to PSG. York have won a Europa League. They've won an FA Cup. They've got 60 million in the bank. Not sure what he's going to do at PSG, but what I'm going to do is I've spent 20 years coming forward with York City, and they've got to the Champions League places. They've won a Europa League. They've won an FA Cup. They've got a bit of money in the bank. They're going to get 100 million now for Mr. York. I'm going to go forward another 20 years. Just see how York have got on. Have they fallen away, or have they managed to maintain Premier Division? And have they kicked on? Have they kicked on? You never know, do you? Let's go. Let's go forward another 20 years. Why not? Nothing else to do today. We're actually in 2063. End of the season, so it's actually been 21 years. Past winners. So Tottenham have absolutely blitzed it. Tottenham and Newcastle, really. Aston Villa and Liverpool. Aston Villa have won a couple. Liverpool have come through here. But it's been all about Newcastle and Tottenham. York City. They've won the Europa League again. In 2045. They've won 2 Conference Leagues. 2044 and 47. Both without Mr. York. Championship. Yeah. So, competitions. Domestic leagues. Their highest position was 4th in 2041-42, and it remained that way. 8th, 10th, 11th, 8th, 6th, 17th. Oh, just avoiding relegation. They've actually been relegated 20th, then they came back up. Oh, and they've been back down for a couple of years, and they've just come back up and spent a season in the Premier Division and finished 15th. Oh, you've got £234 million in the bank. Spend it. 45,000 capacity stadium. Info. Mr. York is an icon. He scored 53 and 64 for PSG over 3 years. Well, he managed to win 3 French leagues, didn't he? UEFA Champions League. Past winners. So Newcastle have won a few as well. Tottenham. Oh, PSG didn't manage to win a Champions League while he was there. So he'd never won the Champions League. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, he got them up there, and they're still in the Premier Division. They've got loads of money. It's insane the amount of money they've got. Finances. 234 million. They must have sold loads of players. Transfer history. 203 million, but they spent 137. Oh, 446 million. They sold Brenton Vankiewicz to Tottenham. He looks like a good player, doesn't he? For 149 million. They sold Eric Engelsvold to Man City for 61 million. Rui Lovegrove for 44.5, rising to 63. Yassine Jaffra, 60 million. Emery Saglam, 42 million. Yeah, they spent 170 million on players, but bloody hell, they cashed in there. 446. That's why they've got so much money in the bank. So he came through their youth academy. Oh my word. He came through the York youth system. What's his ability? 194. Wow. Amazing. Tom Cleverley's been manager for a spell. Fabio Carvalho. Tom Cleverley's been manager for a couple of spells. Oh, he was caretaker. Yeah, caretaker a few times. Valbuena. Kalulu. Xabi Alonso was manager for 9 years. Fair play. Well, that's it. Can a perfect player carry a team up the leagues? Yes, they can. So that's it. That will be the end of the experiment. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've quite enjoyed it. It's proved that a player can carry a team up the leagues and keep them there and set a foundation for long-term success. They've not had that much success, but they have won a Europa League without him. They've won a couple of Conference Leagues without him. So, yeah, they've been relatively successful. They've got a lot of money in the bank. They've left him in a considerably better place than where they were to begin with. So, yeah, fair play. Like I say, hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun making it. Please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Can't reiterate that enough. There's so much more coming on the channel. And if you've got any ideas, leave them in the comments for me because I'd love to hear them and potentially make them. Without further ado, I'm off. That's it. Thanks once again. Take care. See you soon.